A very good evening to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. We would like to warmly welcome you all here today to the opening ceremony of the Maiden Voyage TV Royal 2018. TV Royal is Asia's premier youth-run TV station, being broadcasted throughout a span of 3 full days from the 26th to the 28th of October. This is a venture by the media unit of Royal College, which has been an icon in the school's media story since its inauguration in 2001, bringing innovative ideas, making them a reality and at school level. And today they have achieved a very, very important milestone, getting together with different clubs and societies, sports, and different individuals. Thank you very much. Now I would like to call upon the chairman of the Media Unit of Royal College, Navitha Pereira, to give the welcome speech.
Guest of honor, Deputy Principal, Senior Game Master, Senior Master of Cultural Societies, teachers, all royalists, TIC, AC's invitees of the United Schools, prefects and my fellow royals. It gives me great pleasure and pride as the chairman of the Millet of Royal College to welcome you all to the maiden initiative of Royal TV Royal. The initiative began as a target envisioned by a group of young royalists of the Millet, led by my fellow colleague Faisal Ali and Abdul Rizvi. And with a tough workload and endless education and sacrifice, we have now finally reached our goal to present to the public the first ever presenting of Asia's premier youth-run TV station, TV Royal. This channel will be broadcasted for 3 continuous days with a collection of programs of a vast variety, showing hopes of successful broadcasts. Without further ado, let us now move on to the rest of the day's proceedings. Have a pleasant day. Thank you.
Thank you, Aya. Next up, if I can ask you to direct your eyes towards the screen there. The brigade has arranged a small entertaining clip of the TV Royal for you all to enjoy. That was a great introduction video. Thank you so much. Next up, I would like to invite the co-chairmen of this broadcast, Kaif Sali and Abdul Rizvi, to address the gathering.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kai, and this is, and we'll be presenting to you on behalf of our crew, our amazing crew, as representatives of them. We'll be presenting to you what TV Royal is to us, and what TV Royal means to Royal College in as concise a description as possible. Before that, I'd like to welcome our distinguished chief guest this evening, Mr. Madhavan Siniratna. All of you all might know him as a senior journalist in the country, and you all might immediately bring up the question, why invite a journalist to a TV launch? And the answer to that is, he's a gentleman of integrity. And we need people like him. We need to aspire as media personalities. We need to aspire to be like Mr. Madhavan Siniratna. So can you please give a round of applause welcoming our chief guest. Thus, to start the story of TV Royal and how we came to be, we all know we were not the first. We all know that this is the first year we're doing this. We all know that we are a bit late on this. But what is going on here on the 26th, 27th and 28th is all because of an interesting story that happened in 2014. 2014 was both mine and Abdul's first year in the Millet of Royal College. And we were under the top board of Shehanaya and Shamilaya, who were the boards of that year. And that was the first time in a long time that they were organizing a project that we have all come to love and know, called FM Royal. During that project, one of the nights, Shehanaya and Shamilaya, while they were arguing as usual about work and the stress of it and everything, about college and the future of college and everything, they looked to me and Abdul and they said, "Mali meka hariyanne radio then paranai paranne ogulu awudari TV එක කරන්න." And these words sort of resonated with us, and that is sort of how we, the two of us, alongside this entire school, actually not only the media of our college, but the entire school was able to bring TV Royal to a reality. And we hope you will really enjoy the hours of production we have put into, the hours of work we put into these productions that you will be seeing within the next 3 days.
After the idea being set, let's move on to what TV Royal 2018 is presented to all its viewers. First of many steps, the crew started coming up with various ideas of programs to create a schedule which is closer to an international level as much as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, this took 1.5 months to create this specific schedule which you will be enjoying on the upcoming 3 days. During this 1.5 months, we reached out many old boys and individuals in the media field seeking advices on how to reach our destination. Fortunately for us, none of these individuals let us down. They did their best to help us to reach our goal. If any of those individuals had held themselves back, we won't be meeting you in this occasion. After completion of a wonderful TV schedule, the crew started their journey in achieving their biggest challenge, 42 hours of production. This 42 hours of production consists of various kinds of programs belonging to categories of history, adventure, entertainment, and entertainment. This was the first time a student body was trying to create a set of programs which are way different from each other. After months of hard work and sleepless nights, the crew was finally able to successfully achieve their goal. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's have a small sneak peek of unedited clips of these productions.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our footage without any editing or without the voice even touching it. So can we please give our production team a round of applause for their efforts. I really feel that Abdul understated the whole operation. It's taken us 5 months to put onto the screen what we are able to put on. And as we speak, I have 4 of my boys who are unable to be seated here because I have them behind the laptop editing footage to meet a very strict deadline of broadcast tomorrow morning. It's been an amazing journey with the production team, and it's been amazing to have so many collaborators working with us, not only individuals but clubs as well. We had to mention the efforts of the Oriental Music Society, the Western music, the Western Orchestra, the choir, the Western Music Society, the Carnatic Music Society, the Tamil Dramatic Society, the Red Cross Society, and even the Science Association for collaborating with us and making some of these programs possible. So can I please give them a round of applause. Alright, so as we move on to the rest of the event, there is another small anecdote that Abdul and I want to share, which we found out during the course of organizing TV Royal, and it's sort of a little story which really relates to where our college is today, and it's sort of a story which really relates to the reason we started TV Royal. So one of the people we worked with was Mr. Santosh Veeraman, and he relates on how his grandfather was one of the editors of a very old publication of Royal College History. I believe the name of the publication was Royal College History as told by the students. His grandfather was the editor in that. And he worked, I don't remember the principal's name, but the principal he worked with was very close, and that principal left college. And he went abroad. And Mr. Santosh's grandfather wrote that gentleman a letter. And in that letter he goes on to mention how he's facing two difficult problems in college. One is the people he's working with, his principal has left him up and trying his final year in college, and the pain he was feeling there. And also he mentions on how for some reason nothing seems to go right his final year in college, and he doesn't seem to be able to do as much as he hoped for, as much as he wanted. And this really relates to how us as students, as a college as a whole, is feeling today. We feel that we are in a transition period in the history of this school where the teachers are different. We're working with so many new and talented teachers, but we miss our old teachers. We are embarking on these amazing journeys amidst these difficult projects, amidst a crazy economy in the country. And basically the reply, I think, is what I'm really getting at. The reply to the principal, I believe, I'm not too sure, I think it was Principal Bradby. The reply he said was, college always goes through tough times, but if you always try to leave your school even that little bit better, to do something even a little different, to challenge your students, to challenge the people inside Royal College to take it to a greater height, then hopefully this school, this institution that we have all come to love so much, this institution that we are in, that we are doing projects like TV Royal, that we do our daily coverage, that we sacrifice so much our life for, will hopefully stay afloat and, as the Domians say, be perpetual.
Last but not least, we wish to thank our crew members for spending months on this project and sacrificing a lot of time, classes, education, sleep for this and making this come possible. Thank you for joining us and have a nice day.
Thank you, boys. And next up, I would like to ask you to direct your eyes again to the screen. We have some commercials ready for you. Please. Thank you very much. Next up, I would like to call upon our principal, sir, Mr. B. Abaratna, to address the gathering.
Good evening, everybody. The chief guest of this memorable event, Mr. Senaratna, one of our good products of Royal College. Guest of honor, Senior Games Master, Senior Master, a former teacher in charge, Mr. Bhadra Shamali, teacher in charge, Mrs. Aparna Silva, all other members of the academic staff, dear parents, all boys, dear royalists, and also the chairman, secretary, treasurer, and all other members of the organizing committee and the TV Royal Organizing Committee. As principal of Royal College, it's my honor to address the opening ceremony of TV Royal 2018, which will be commencing its broadcast tomorrow until the 28th. On this special occasion, I would like to thank the media unit of Royal College and their sponsors for putting off such a great TV channel that would showcase the standards and the Royal College and the other collaborative youth in Sri Lanka. TV Royal was a long-awaited dream of the media unit of Royal College, and it has turned into a reality today. The media unit united the whole school together in this journey, striving towards a new era in school media. This broadcast consists of original content produced by the students, ranging from reality TV style, expeditions, history, documentaries on college, music shows, and educational productions to rugby, cricket, and other follow highlights programs. TV Royal Asia's premier youth run TV station will be broadcast on both EOTV and YouTube platforms. These productions were done by the TV Royal crew of the media and media unit of Royal College, convening all these areas in college, such as academics, sports, clubs and societies, teachers, prefects, and students, etc. The past 5 months have been a unique collaborative effort of the entire school, and I hope you will be proud of the end of the production broadcasted on the 26th, 27th, and 28th on POTV and YouTube. And also, I would like to thank teacher in charge, senior master, senior games master, and all other organizing committee to make this dream a success. And today they all having a smile on their faces because they have succeeded this dream. They all have done a tremendous job to make this event a success. So media unit always looking forward for the information, data, and all other things related to the events at Royal College. For one day, I think we are covering nearly about 5 to 10 events at least. So all these events speak in numerous ways. So today we have to participate few events. So all those are very, very important because they all are organized by all our royalists. So that shows actually their talent, skills, organizing capacity and everything. So we have to keep updated all these information and all the data. So one day we can get them and we can analyze all these things and we can move forward. So I thank chief guest and all other former teacher in charge, Mrs. Bhadra Shamali, and all other guests who have come to this event. And I think it's a good support for all this organizing committee to go ahead with all these activities. So all the 3 days they have dedicated for the media communication matters, and also throughout the past few weeks or few months, I think they have they have done everything to make this event a success. So I thank all the people who have supported them to make this Royal TV a success. Wish you good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Us as royalists, we always manage to show gratitude to the people who showed us to play the game, showed us and taught us how to play the game the right royal way. And when we reach a milestone, we never forget them. And just to show our gratitude, we would like to felicitate some guests this evening with a token of appreciation. First up, I would like to invite Mrs. Bhadra Shamali to get this token of appreciation. And I would like to invite the Senior Master of Clubs and Studies, Mr. T.C.P. Amaratunga, to accompany Mrs. Bhadra Shamali, and also the teacher in charge, Mrs. Aparna De Silva, and also the co-chairs of this venture, Kai Saleh and Abdul Rizvi.
Janidu.
Thank you, Miss. Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to invite the chief guest, Mr. Malinda Senivaratna, to obtain a token of appreciation by us. For that, I would like to invite the principal, Mr. B. Abhiratna, and also the chairman of the media unit, Navinda Pereira, to accompany. Thank you, sir. Next up, I would like to invite our chief guest for this evening, Mr. Malinda Senivaratna, to address the gathering.
Thank you. Principal Mr. B. Abhiratna, Senior Guest Master, Senior Master in charge of Clubs and Societies, Teachers in charge, teachers, parents, students. I was in Royal College long time ago. At that time we didn't have TV in Sri Lanka. I'm very impressed by the work that you have put in. I do mostly print media, but I also do some work in advertising, so I'm familiar with the TV media. Sometimes I come on TV shows and present. I know how hard it is to do the kind of work that you have obviously done. Listening to what these young boys were saying reminded me of a cricket match that I think was played about 6 or 7 years ago between Sri Lanka and South Africa. It was a T20 match played in Sri Lanka. Perhaps it was a difficult wicket. South Africans batting first struggled. They managed to give away, I think, 112. Recently, when we were playing South Africa and we were struggling to beat a low score, the commentators referred to this previous match which I'm talking about. So anyway, they scored 112 and JP Dumini scored 53 not out. After the South African innings ended, Dumini was interviewed by one of the commentators and he said it was a bit hard to bat. And then the commentator asked him, so do you think you have enough on the board? And Dubin laughed and said, it's probably not enough, but we have to make it enough. And South Africa won that game. So you don't complain about the difficulties. They mentioned the challenges, how things change very fast, and the constraints. Covering 5 minutes, what the principal mentioned, 5 events a day. And it's not easy. Boys these days have so many other things to do, and to dedicate themselves to this kind of work is really amazing. It reminded me of the Royal College in Suwania. I don't know if they still carry it, but back then in the 1970s and 1980s, the Royal College in Suwania, Royal College in Suwania. After the school song, they always had this little thing, oath taken by the young men of Athens. I remember the last part. It was mentioned, he will strive to leave this city more beautiful than it was handed over to us, something like that. To do the best that you can, regardless of the circumstances. There are only certain things in life that are in our control. Most things are not in our control. Don't worry about the things that we just cannot do anything about. Don't complain about it. We do what we can, we do the best that we can, the best of our ability, and being true to our functions. So that is the main thing that you have to think about when you are doing anything. But I want to leave this message also. The media is not only, it's not this, of course it's a celebration of Royal College and what Royal College does, but Royal College is Royal College. It's the premier school in Sri Lanka. It sets the pace, leads by example. What we do today, some other school will do tomorrow. So that way, we have a great impact on our society. When you walk up these stairs, you see what edX has done. The amount of support extended to schools in other parts of the country. It's amazing. About 10 years ago, I wrote an article tongue in cheek where I said, when is Royal College going to open a branch in Tamil? The schools do that. Monash University has branches all over the world. This is one way of doing it. Remember that our education is supported by every single person in this country, not just your parents, not just the old boys. Of course, the old boys, out of love and gratitude for the school, do that. But the taxpayers of this country pay for your education. They support you in some way. The most humble person living in this country has supported it in some small way. And the school song says we have repaid the debt. There are debts that we can never repay fully. One of the debts that we owe is the people of our country who support our education, free education. So when you do things, you must not just talking about the media, you have a certain set of goals, laudable and also achievable. But once you step out of this, out of the both gates, never to come back as students. Remember this, that royalists can do this kind of thing, but some students who would love to do this will never be able to do it while they're in school because they don't have the resources. And that is not because they are idiots or undeserving, or they have punished for some crime that they have committed. It is because we have a society which has some flaws in its structure, which does not enable everyone to do the kind of work that you do. So when you step out, think about that mismatch and try to do something that will correct the system that does not allow other schools to be like Royal College. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And now, to end this evening's proceedings, I would like to call upon our teacher in charge, Ms. Aparna De Silva, to deliver the vote of thanks.
today the chief guest, Malini Seniratna, the principal sir, senior games master, dear sir, teaching in charge clubs and societies, Amadeva sir, our former media unit in charge, Bhadra Shambhinis, parents, dear students, members of the media unit. Today is a very special day for me as the teacher in charge of the media unit. This was a dream my boys were having throughout the year. At the very beginning, they were having this idea that to have a TV Royal, and even when they were saying at the they had this dream not in this year, previous years as well it seems. But I took over the media unit beginning of this year in January. So when they were saying about this, I was thinking whether this is possible to do, because it's like it gathers like greater responsibility as a school, and they are showing this publicly it's a public show that everybody can watch, and to find a place and to broadcast it's a big cost, so it's very difficult to achieve this. So I was having a doubt whether this is possible or not. But I have to say, and I'm really proud to say about my media crew, they were so good in the way how they did. I was scolding them, blasting them, every time I encourage them to do this. Yes, so today you could see the lineup, the way how they have done their best. We have a very good team, and I have to mention Sandaru is really good in doing this work. And everybody is supporting, and Kaif, Abdul, Navindu, I can't remember the names, all are doing the great job. So everybody can watch that from tomorrow, day after tomorrow, 26th, 27th and 28th. So I want to thank everybody who gave the support throughout, especially the principal sir. When we gave the proposal to him, he was encouraging us, and he was telling where to improve, because the people are thinking when we say that it's media unit, it's only about announcing, photography and video, that's all. No, it's not. So they can do many things like that, so you can see that, and from tomorrow you can witness, can watch and see the way how they have done. So thank you, Principal Sir, for giving my voice the courage and the strength. And Vyasa at the beginning, he was in charge of clubs and society. He was giving his maximum support. After that, Amatunga Sir came. Thank you, sir, for helping us, and I wish you all the very best, and especially for the parents, those who were traveling, and giving them the strength and being with them throughout. And they were missing many academic work, but it's your duty now by doing this and to balance the academic work as well. As the teaching charge, I can let you now, okay, you have done this, and doesn't matter about the studies, no, you have to think about that also. So I wish you all the very best for a bright future, and even next year, media crew, please try to continue this TV Royal. Thank you very much.
Yes. Now I would like to call all of you all to please stand for the national anthem. we hope you will join us tomorrow, day after, and on the 28th to celebrate this hard work, all paid off with the TV Royal production happening on Channel 20 on Pure TV and live on YouTube. So please join us and help us make all this hard work and make this dream a reality. Thank you so much, and we hope you have a pleasant day. Thank you. There is also a reception arranged for you all behind those doors, so please join us and have a bit of refreshments and enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you.